In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. Yesterday, we heard the story of how Jesus healed a woman who had been oppressed by the devil for over 12 years. She had a hemorrhaging problem. The doctors couldn't help her, and she spent all her money and just got worse. But she got desperate. When she saw Jesus coming through, she said, if I'll just touch his garment, then I'll be made well. I have faith in Jesus. And so she fought through the crowd, touched his garment, and immediately was healed completely of this issue that the enemy had dumped on her for over 12 years. Well, Jesus said this, and I want everybody to hear it, and I say it over and over again. It's the faith that made her well. That's what Jesus said. It was faith that brought the kingdom healing, the kingdom wholeness, the wholeness that Jesus came to bring. It was faith that made that manifest in this natural world. Well, we're going to see today how Jesus didn't do that because he was Jesus. He did that because the Father was doing it through him. See, Jesus said, I don't do anything of my own accord. I only do what I see the Father doing. I can only do where there is faith to manifest what the Father is doing in this place. We're in Mark, and today we start chapter 6. I'm going to read the first 6 verses, and they say this. Jesus went out from there, and he came into his hometown, and his disciples followed him. He went home, and he was with the kids that he grew up with, and he spent time in his hometown. And when the Sabbath came, he began to teach in the synagogue. And the many listeners were astonished, saying, where did this man get these things? And what is this wisdom given to him? And such miracles as these performed by his hands. See, Jesus showed the kingdom to these folks, his hometown folks, the people he grew up with, the folks that saw him playing stickball in the road as he was growing up, the folks that saw him under his father's wing as he was learning to be a carpenter, as he was learning the things that we have to learn as we grow up. You remember, he continued to grow in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. He had to grow up just like everybody else. And so he's in his hometown with the folks that saw him grow up, and they're amazed because he's speaking wisdom. Verse 3, is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, the brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? Are not his sisters here with us? And they took offense at him. Who does he think he is, preaching at us like this? We know who he is. We saw him grow up. Who does he think he is? So Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own hometown and among his own relatives and in his own household. Oh, have you ever proclaimed the goodness of God, shared the love of God, and been rejected even by friends and family? Well, you're not the only one. It happened to Jesus. Verse 5, and he could do no miracle there except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and he healed them. And he wondered at their unbelief. There's the problem. And he was going around the villages teaching. When there's no faith, the things of the kingdom cannot manifest in the natural. Oh, we've got to put our hope in the Lord. Not hope in a prayer, and not hope in the church, and not hope in the preacher, and not hope in if I see it, I'll believe it. No, our hope in Jesus is what manifests in the natural the things of the kingdom and the will of the Father. Well, that's just the reality of the gospel. I look forward to being with you tomorrow. We're going to see how Jesus sends out his disciples. Are you a disciple? Okay, this is going to be some good instruction for us. I'll see you tomorrow.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus.